Hello, everyone. Evening. Welcome to the African Duchess Show with your host, Rumbi Dai Hanam Zopa from Zimbabwe in Southern Africa. I hope you all had a lovely day. I understand this is a weekday, and yeah, I know we can be very hectic, but well, this life, guys. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're all well. And I missed you again. I missed yesterday's show due to reasons beyond my control. Sorry to my viewers. Sorry to my people. I hope you're all looking forward to today's show. Isn't it the African Duchess show? And well, we're in Africa. And today the topic of the day is on ritual killings. So being Africans, obviously, we all have rituals, we all have customs that we abide to, be it on a daily basis, yearly, um, in different ways, in different manners, because of the different cultures that we've been brought up from. So, yeah, today the topic will be on ritual killings. So, we're going to go fast by talking and discussing what really rituals and whatnot. Yeah. So, yeah, we're gonna go strictly into the topic of today, being ritual killings. So if you have any questions in terms of topic of today, please feel free to communicate with me and to discuss with me from the chat room. I'll be here to answer all your questions because rituals are part of our cultures, our various cultures. So yeah, guys, feel free. The Duchess will be with you today. Um, Addressing all the issues, all the queries you may have pertaining rituals and ritual killings being the topic of the day. So yeah, um, well, for the benefit of everyone, rituals are any actions that are repeated, whether they have so much significance or something that is done in one's routine, and it can be part of like one's routine. And some rituals, they take the form of grand ceremonies that occur at specific times of the year. It can be quarterly a year, it can be monthly in a year, or every 6 months. Yeah. And also, it's very important. Rituals are very important because they play a very important role in our society, me, the Duchess, in our African society. And rituals, they remind us of the importance and also they provide like a sense of stability and continuity in our lives. So, and also they are like those daily or weekly rituals that some people do, and they say it allows them to work more effectively and stay focused on their goals. Sorry for that. I'm sure there's someone who's trying to get hold of me, but well, I'm in a show, guys. I'll talk to you later. So yeah, we have many common rituals in our societies. Um, we have many common rituals in our societies, and I'll just explain some of the um, common rituals that we practice, or some of the common customs that we participate in, and how they are done in different cultures or in different places and continents. We have the we have the birth rituals. So when it comes to the birth rituals, we're talking about those certain costumes, those certain rituals that usually take place when a child is born, or when there's a birth of a new child or newborn. Before we get into the topic of today, which is on ritual killings, I thought it would be very, very important that we start on a lighter note before things intensify with all the mutilated bodies and all. So, yeah, we'll just give a rundown of some of the common rituals in our society. Back to my story on birth rituals, right? So, when someone is born, or when I was born, um, mostly religious people, they frequently practice their rituals to celebrate the birth of a new child. And for Christians baptize their babies to symbolically wash away the original sin, or the sin of the first fruits, that of Eve. So yeah, that is one of a ritual that is practiced in the Christianity or in the religious part of the society, and also from the African culture as well. When there's a newborn, it there's also certain rituals that are done. We all know that the belly button, right? Shona, the guvu, the belly button. Usually, it will take about what, 4, 5, maybe up to a week for the belly button to start falling off after the birth of a new child, and our grandmothers, our grandparents, or in societies that are still partaking in these activities, they, after the belly button has fallen, they somehow treat it in certain ways. I think it's to avoid bad omen, because it is believed you can't just throw it anyway, because you never know who will pick it up and use it to bring harm to you. So yeah, this is also another ritual that is still being practiced even now, because, like I said, rituals, they play an important part in our cultures and norms. So yeah, that is part of the rituals that do happen at the birth of a child. What else is done? What else is done in Africa when a child is given birth to? Oh yeah, yeah. That's yeah. If anything comes up to mind, I will definitely bring it up, bring it up to you. And also, another ritual in our societies are the holiday rituals. So, whether we like it or not, whether we see it, whether we ignore it, most holidays involve some form of a ritual, people. Um, it all depends on the holiday. Uh, we have those who celebrate, it can be Halloween. We have those who celebrate, what is it called? The Easter holidays. We have so many holidays that people celebrate. And um, especially for the Christmas holiday, giving gifts on Christmas is a holiday ritual. To those who are really move in the Christmas spirit, they have like a ritual every year on the same day or in the same season, the festive season, and they'd be giving each other gifts. This is like a holiday ritual for so many nations, for so many continents, for so many people. So believe me, you You might not be practicing the ritual killings that we're going to get down into, but well, you have a ritual that you practice from time to time. And then also another ritual is passing of heirlooms, right? Um, Passing of heirlooms is one ritual that has been passed down from generations to generation. When we're talking about heirlooms, these are certain, can be, for example, I'll give a ring, and you can find these family rings. They are family artifacts or things that are passed on usually by the older members down the family heirloom, where their children or their grandchildren um, are given access to what, mostly when they reach a certain age, right? Let's say you want to engage your girlfriend, whatnot. Well, what will happen is, let's say you've come of age. You could, in fact, way before you request it, they might pass it on to you as soon as you reach maybe the age of 24, or as soon as you reach a certain age. They'll be like, you know what? When I reached a certain age, my parents gave me this, and I would also like to give this to you, because it's a ritual that is done in the family of passing down heirlooms, especially one being the family rings is the common one, or even the tiaras to those in the queendom, or even certain wedding dresses that are passed down from generation to generation. So this is a common ritual that is still being practiced, be it in Africa, be it everywhere. This is still being practiced. And one more point that I would note to is on funerals. And as much as funeral is one of the simplest example of a death ritual, because well, people die every day, people are dying every day. Even now in this pandemic, sadly, we have lost so many lives. May their souls continue to rest in peace. But well, rituals are still being done. When it comes to funerals, we have rituals that are done for every culture. We have different ways, we have different rituals for those that would have left the world, and you'd be surprised just how much different um, our rituals are, or just how much interesting and different, how much the customs or the norms. So, me being the African Duchess, I will not. Me being the African Duchess, I will not forget, or I will not leave this show without mentioning some of the interesting rituals that are still being practiced where I come from in Africa. I come from Zimbabwe, which is in Southern Africa. And when it comes to the funerals, when it comes to the ritual, it's in rare cases that we have people that burn their bodies to ashes, unless, of course, it was by preference or written by um, the deceased that certain things, certain ways should be done when I die. It's not common. Yes, it's happening there or in different parts of the continent, but it is not very common. In most cases, it is very Africanish for one to be buried um, for one's body to be buried as it is. Of course, let's say you're involved in an accident, obviously, the people at the morgue or even at the hospital, they will try by all means to stitch you up and cover you up. Rarely do people get buried in their ashes in Africa. And also, another thing practice or another custom practice out here in Africa is during the I can't say, should I say ceremony? All right. During the funeral service and the ceremonies, the people who are mostly actively involved in burying the deceased, it's mostly the in-laws, especially the daughter-in-laws and the son-in-laws. The daughter-in-laws, it is a silent rule in the African society where I come from, that the daughter-in-laws are the ones who will be involved in making sure with the deceased, the place that they're gonna be laid to rest is clean, is thoroughly swept of all dirt, and also they need to make sure that everyone has eaten. They are silently the caterers of the event. The daughter-in-laws are more, it's ritual like that, that they are the ones who handle the pots, or they are the ones who sweep at the grave. And before and every time they sweep at the grave, money gets given to them or thrown at them. And if it is very ritual again, that they're given money for every time they sweep or they move their hands, money should be given unto them. So yeah, that is like a ritual in our African culture. And also for the son-in-laws are there also to ensure and to make sure that um, obviously the people, the parlor that will be doing the funeral will be helping out in digging the grave and all. But well, the son-in-laws as well are involved in that, in making sure whoever is passing on to the other side of the life, everything goes on smoothly. And also the son-in-laws, it's ritual and custom for them to ensure that none thing is missing in terms of the firewood, in terms of the meat to be given to the guests, etc. Yeah, I know it's a lot, but well, that's being a son-in-law or a daughter-in-law in Africa, particularly in Southern Africa. So yeah, those are some of the rituals that are done from time to time. Whenever So, and as well, whenever we are about whenever we are about to bury the deceased as well, it is custom that you consult the elderly who will be at the present, like the great grandfathers, the great grandmothers, and mostly it's um, the grandsons who will be partaking in this. In Shona, we call them the Vazukurus. They are the ones who will ensure that the month of the ceremony for the event, if it's not done by them, then believe me, it's will be a taboo or an abomination in our culture, because they are the ones who should partake in this. And also, let's say a cow is killed, so that people can have like a relish. There are certain parts of the meat that are given to, let's say, the elders, or that are given to the grandsons, and it is ritual like that, it is custom like that, and for ages it has never changed because, like I said, rituals are part of our culture. We can't run away from them. You know, it's the beauty of being African. We can't run away from our roots. Everything it has to be done by remembering where we come from, because need we forget, that is how we will be diluted by the Western norms, the Western cultures. And yeah, what else is done? Like a ritual. Yeah, that's mostly what is done. And then, well, by the time that you go for the tombstone unveiling, they would have done what is called Kurova Makuva. In Shona, it's called Kurova Makuva. In English, well, how can I say this? This is whereby it's like a short beerish festival to appease the gods, and you'll be telling the gods that, you know what, um, now that so and so has left us, he or she will be watching over us. So yeah, that's the African culture for you. Um, and some of these rituals are still taking place and are still happening. And also another ritual of the rain ceremony, the rain making ceremony. Okay, we have had drought in Africa. I'm sure you've heard about this ceremony. It's quite common. We've had drought in Africa from time to time. And if there's like a long dry spell of no rains, of no water, well, there will be rain making ceremonies whereby the elders of the community will appease to the ancestors by offering and sacrificing, be it like a certain animal, or and also there'll be so much beer and drinking taking place. People will be celebrating. They'll not be celebrating the drought. No, they'll just be reminding and acknowledging the ancestors that, you know what, we know you are there for us, and we're just thanking you for the rains that are about to come. So these are some of the rituals that are still happening in our African culture. Let me just see if we have anything from the chat room. So yeah, from Keith, most of our African artifacts are in the European museums, Duchess. Rest in peace energy never dies, just transforms energy and cannot be created nor destroyed. We are energy. Because that is the Christian life, because they believe they need the body to go to heaven and be with Jesus. The body is nothing more than an avatar. The spirit is gone, neither to the reincarnated or have reached a higher vibration to live this third dimensional existence. So yeah, thank you. That is coming from Kith. If you're joining us today, we have the topic on the rituals in Africa, and the main topic being ritual killing. Ritual killing. So feel free to put in your comments, feel free to ask any questions. Before, we're just speaking on some of the rituals that are still being practiced in Africa. So yeah, let me continue. Let me continue. And like I said, the topic of today is on ritual killings. You are probably wondering, what kind of a topic is this? Well, when it comes to the ritual killings, right, we are relatively talking about something that may seem unusual, but sometimes there's some things we tend to ignore. I don't know, is it because we are ashamed? Is it because um, we are not proud of these acts? But well, let's talk. Today, we'd be talking on ritual killings. So I'm sure you're wondering why I started with those rituals that I was saying before. Well, rituals, some are bad, some are good. So this one, we're speaking on the bedside. For me, it's the bedside. I don't know how some of you are gonna see or view it, but well, this is a show. We agree to disagree, and when it comes to ritual killings, this is a form of a serial killing that will involve the mutilation of the corpse or some kind of positions, um, and many ritual murders involve the idea of human sacrifice. They involve the idea of human sacrifice, and um, ritual killings, or what they call them, muti. Muti means, I think you've heard this, associated with juju, or in some people would call it voodoo. But well, ritual killings, they are committed for, they happen because one wants to be committed for the supernatural powers, which are greatly enhanced if we talked about mutilation, right? So yeah, if the organs are removed while the victim is still alive. I think this is an issue for concern because more often than not, these are really serious crimes, and they evade the spotlight because they are largely unreported or merely seen as murder. Most of these cases we've heard, obviously, they are recorded as murder, but well, is it just murder or it's a ritual that is being done? So yeah, I know you're probably wondering what is the Duchess talking about and who is affected by ritual killings. Will I be affected? Will you, the listener, the viewer, be affected when it comes to ritual killings? Well, recent and mostly from back in the day, it has been seen that mostly the people who are targeted by ritual killings are poor people, right? First of all, they are poor people. Why? Because you know what? Um, Already you're poor, already you're not going to work, right? I'll speak for those who are not going to work. You're not going to work, you don't have access to stable income. When you're poor, I'll tell you this, you are vulnerable to so much. When someone is like, you know what, let's go and do this deal, let's go and do that, you don't think so much. When I'm not saying you're incapable of thinking, but I'm saying um, you are not well versed with so many things, with so many opportunities. You've never been exposed to such. You never know because when you're poor, people play to your mind, people play to your weaknesses. You become vulnerable because when you're poor, the first thing you want is food. The first thing you want, the next thing you want accommodation. The next thing you want security. The next thing you want stability. You all want those things, and you know what, already you are a victim because of the lack of so many things in your life. You become vulnerable, and sadly, the perpetrators will be like, you know what, if you go missing, no one will miss you. Already you're poor, you are insignificant in the society. I quote, this is not my words, but what will be going on in the mind of these vicious murderers. So yeah, you're poor already, and obviously when you're poor, you want to quickly get out of your poverty as soon as possible. And yeah, you might find yourself involved in some shady, really shady deals that can really cost you your life or the lives of your loved ones or the lives of even your neighbors. But when it comes to ritual killings, when you're poor, they take down the whole clan. If you're not careful, by the time you reach 50, you would have taken down your whole clan, because for you to get to that stage, it means there were some people you were knocking down just for survival. Well, we're talking of the poor people, they are the targets. So it's sad. It's sad that you know what someone is experiencing so many difficulties in their life, and already they are a target for killing. They are a target for ritual killings. Moving on, another group of people that are subject to ritual killings are women. Women, and they are more subject to ritual killings. You know what? Because mostly these murderers, when it comes to ritual killings, are men. Women are thought to be weak, not mentally. I'm talking about their physique, right? I'm talking about their physique. You know what? Women, they are mostly susceptible to ritual killings as well. We've heard cases of women being gang raped. We've heard cases of women being raped, being whatnot, be it in daylight or in the evening. And you know what? In some cases, they are not only raped, women are not only subjected to so many things, it also even goes on to the extent of them being killed and their parts being mutilated. I'm sure you will understand as I go through today's topic on why women are targets of this gruesome act of ritual killings. Also, the next category of people that are affected by this are the children. Why? Because you know what? Let's say you want a brighter future for tomorrow. It is believed that you know what, you have to sacrifice or give up a child because they haven't been involved in so many sins. A child is quite innocent. Their blood is of pure. They are of pure blood. They haven't been involved in so many things. Can be sickness. It can be acts. Or any forms of acts. So yeah, children are more prone to this, and well, it's very easy for them to be targets. You know what? Because it's very easy to lure a kid. You know, growing up, we used to be told, do not accept candy from strangers, do not accept sweets from strangers. I'm sure you've heard about this. Because you know what? Today they'll give you a candy, tomorrow they'll give you what, tomorrow they'll give you what. Before you know it, by the end of 2 weeks, they would have gotten you in the position that they want you to be in. You'll be comfortable. And the moment you're comfortable, they will kidnap you, and the next thing is you will go missing. After being missing, the next time your body is found, many parts of your body will be missing. There's no one who's gone missing who comes back with their parts intact when it comes to ritual killings, because like I said, the fact that they are ritual killings, they do want your body parts. They do want certain parts on your body, because they will be used for something even greater. They will make someone rich. They will make someone poor. They will make people are doing so much. And this is not only happening in Africa, mind you, this is happening all over the world. I've heard of cases like this in Greece. Oh, and I was shocked, you know. But well, people will do anything for quick money. People will do anything for survival. People will do anything just to be on top. And we also have another group of people who are target, and these are people with disabilities. We have blind people, we have handicapped people, we have yeah, we have so much. I don't really want to dwell on this. We have people on the wheelchairs, we have people who are struggling and they didn't choose this life, it just so happened. And yeah, they are being used as targets. People with disabilities, they are just the same with us. They are our brothers, they are our sisters. But well, imagine someone doesn't already see, and then you want to pluck out their eyes just to use them for black money, or just to be rich, or just to be politically powerful. It ain't fair, but it is happening It is happening. These are some of the cases. It's not everyone who's dying of COVID out there. Not everyone who's dying from the regular asthmas. Well, that is what will happen. That is what will be written, well, at times on the doctor's report. But well, out there are people who are really involved in this ritual killing. Even doctors are really involved in ritual killing. I'm not saying don't go to the hospitals, but I'm saying just like you don't know if your neighbor is involved in this, it's just like the same as you would treat the doctor. So everyone who's dying of a heart attack is a heart attack. People are really involved in some shady things out there, right? You never know what someone will do just to be on top, just to be powerful. And the last category of, no, the second from last category of the target of ritual killings, I'll speak of albinos. Albinos, some can refer to them as albinos, but well, albinos. We're talking of our fellow sisters and brothers with lack of pigmentation, and they are targets of this so-called ritual killings. At one time in Zimbabwe, there were people who were killing albinos, and then they would go into the marketplace and they would sell their meat as pork. Ah, did I just say meat? No. They would sell their bodies, they would sell their flesh as meat. So if you were in Zimbabwe around about that time, I hope you did not feed on someone all in the name of pork. You know, eish, how can I even say that meat? That's someone's flesh, okay? That phase on its own, there were a lot. The sales in pork, eish, that sounds so wrong, but well, guys, the sales in pork, they were so high, and people didn't know they were feeding on human flesh. It wasn't pork. People were feeding on human flesh. They would make it and package it in such a way that you would really want to buy it. And little did people know they were feeding. And this is something that was being sold in butchers. I'm not talking about black market meat. Sorry for that. I'm not talking about black market meat. This is something that was being done even in the so-called butchers. People were selling flesh to people, all in the name of pork. And I'm sure many people fed on people's flesh without knowledge. It only stopped when there was like a massive investigation as to this, because a lot of albinos, they went missing that time, and it was discovered that the meat that people were feeding on, it was actually real people. So yeah, this is the level of wickedness people would go just to make money. Because you know what? Don't tell me that you didn't know that you didn't know that killing was bad. But well, like I said, people want to make money. People want to get rich. People want to sell. You know what? People will do everything right now to provide food for their families. And yeah, trust me, a lot of citizens fed on this, uh, fed on flesh from the albinos, because they were buying it in um, under the assumption that it was pork. Yeah, sad, but it happened. Moving on to the last category, men. I love that we always have men on the show. Men, you are also targets of ritual killings. Why am I saying so? Because you know what? Your penis, your whatever, your manhood, for some reason, it generates a lot of money. Billionaires have become billionaires, some of them not because of hard work, but because of your penis and because of your manhood. If for some reason they are being used by the sangomas, they're being used by the witch doctors, by the witches to perform great deeds of works. So yeah. And also the issue of your sperms. They say they have like a high quality of money when it goes on the market. At one time, there was a group of women, I think there were 5 or 6. Um, it was a trending story, right? And they were, okay, this is gonna sound weird, but well, 5 women that were gang raping a man. I don't even know how that is possible. But well, it was happening right here in Zimbabwe. I'm not talking about things from outer space. Right here in Zimbabwe, and they would gang rape men. I'm sure maybe they would be exchanging one after the other, one after the other. And you know what? They would take his sperms and go and make money with his sperms. So yeah, you can imagine you've um and I always ask myself, how does one come like 5 women at once? Wow. They would inject you with some, what do they call it? They would inject you with some um uh what is it called? You know how the silver bullet works, right? Yeah. So they will inject you with some medicine. I don't know, whatever. But well, you would really be active. No matter how tired you'd have gotten, they'd still inject you until they've gotten the samples or the thing they would have wanted to use on you. Is that 11:15? I've been talking for the past, right? So yeah, they use your sperms for ritual purposes. So yeah, this is what is happening. Believe me, you, well, it's happening. So in Southern Africa, where I come from, there's a belief that the female body um, possesses, like Keith always says, that you know what, the black woman, we've got the most original genetics, we are powerful, we run the world. Well, there is a belief that the female body parts, they possess supernatural powers. That's why we're the gods, the goddesses of the earth. And they possess supernatural powers that bring good fortune. And also, this also supernatural powers in the wrong hands, they make criminals invisible to the police and other authorities. Guys, I know, right? Yeah. We have thieves, you know what, that have been stealing it since I was born up until now. They've never been caught. You know what? We've got this, maybe it's because of these powers or supernatural juju, whatever, that will be covering all around them. And the moment they want to get caught, maybe to protect them. I don't know. I always believe what you believe in is what will take you far. So yeah, if they believe in their juju, or if they believe in their muti or in their supernatural powers, well, so be it. Whatever you believe in is what will serve you at the end of the day. So yeah, it seems that it's been working out for them quite really well. And also in some parts of Africa as well, in East Africa, the breast of the woman and the woman's private parts, they are thought to enhance business success. And well, like I was saying about the men's manhood, the private parts as well, they are believed to increase their virility. Wireless as well, a tongue can smooth one's path to a lover's heart. The love potions. A tongue can really smooth one path to a lover's heart. And yeah, um, In other countries, they refer to call these ritual killings human sacrifice, and we all know what human sacrifice is, which is the act of killing one or more humans as part of a ritual, usually it's intended to please or appease the god spirits or the dead ancestors. Such um, activities can be done as a form of offering or a sacrifice. I've heard cases, I don't know how far true, like when a king dies, that the king's servants as well, they were killed in order for them to continue to save their master even in the next life. Imagine the Duchess, me, 23 years, King servant was about what? The king's about 80 years. And he dies, well, because of old age, or he dies because, well, maybe he's been assassinated. But, well, I'm innocent, guys. Why should I also get killed, or why should I also die just to be his servant in the next life? Well, guys, I don't know. Like I'm saying, the rituals are part of the cultures, they are part of the things that are happening in our societies. We can't hide from them no matter how much we want to, we can't run away from them because they're happening whether we like it or not. So, yeah, rituals are happening, human sacrifices are happening. Believe me, they are happening, they are happening. And we've had cases, be it from Botswana, we've had cases from Lesotho, we have cases from South Africa. I don't even want to go there. Oh, had cases in Swaziland, in Zambia. We've had cases in my country, in Zimbabwe. We've had cases as well of this in Uganda. And, well, when it comes to this, we can't leave Nigeria. Nigeria is the home of this. And we also can't leave Tanzania, because I understand at one time there were so many witch doctors that were arrested. 65 witch doctors that were arrested um, in Tanzania. All right, I sure Keith is coming in.
Let me come in and help her.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
yeah, we can.
Can you hear me,
Hi.
Duchess?
Yeah, I can hear
Oh,
you, Keith.
hey. So understand, Africa is now in a regression period. These
Hmm.
all these rituals you're saying because the continent regresses. We become, for lack of a better word, say regress. We become stupid, ignorant,
Hmm.
and Africans are linked to cycles of time. Cycles. We go through sleep periods. It means we become stupid. So when Mr. Firebrain was asking me, how can we make the pyramids? Because we were super geniuses then. We're not super geniuses now. We're actually retarded. That's when it said Africans are retarded. Because we go through cycles. Time is not linear. Time is not linear. Africans, since we are from the universe, we are on universal time. So, us as African people, we become regressed, right? Sadly enough, we become
Hmm.
regressed as African people, and all these traditions. That's why I guess black people would go to church, because when you're talking about people eating albinos and all other kind of wicked shit, I mean, because why would you just eat fruits and vegetables? Why would you? And the thing is, Africans only know they're on his African people. We're not supposed to be eating much meat. Meat is acidic. The Africans
Yeah.
don't even know that. We're supposed to have an alkaline diet. That's from our ancient science. No, when we were actually geniuses. Africans ate meat sparingly. We didn't touch the cow. The cow's why they worshiped the cow. They said it wasn't a worship. It was an understanding of what the cow meant. But they said Africans worship animals. No, we didn't worship animals. We knew that the animal was also a spirit, and we weren't gonna eat the damn thing. We were we were more in tune with nature. Okay, and so
Hmm.
exactly right, G man. We ebb and flow with the stars, with the universe. And so the African right now, sadly enough, is regress. So if I'm a Christian looking at the Africans and saying that's Jews, I would. I guess I would be a Christian. I'm like, these these Africans are doing crazy shit. They're sacrificing kids and drinking blood, and all that crazy. That's not African. That's not African traditions. That is us regressing. That's craziness. That's, those are witch doctors screaming and hollering and not really. That's not African science. We have regressed. And somebody chopping up some meat and selling it to people, that's a level of wickedness. That's a European. That's a level of wickedness that my mind can't fathom because you're selling it to people and they're eating. Anybody knows any kind of cannibalism causes disease.
Hmm.
That's the reason why we got disease because we're also eating animals. Animals are sentient beings. We're not supposed to be eating animals, even though I'm eating them. Hell, I'm fat now. I'm addicted to the. I'm addicted to the meat. I'm addicted. I know I'm not supposed to eat. That's why I sun gaze. But these are acidic diets, as Dr. Sabi said, who cured AIDS. The African is not supposed to be eating meat sparingly, and we think meat is hell. Oh man, I got no food. I ain't got no meat. You as an African melanated individual, you're not supposed to eat meat, stupid. You're supposed to have an alkaline diet. You're supposed to eat nuts, fruits, vegetables, and little portion, maybe every 3 or 4 months you have a little piece of meat, but not every day like the European. Your body, your biology, our biology is completely different. That's why when we eat his diet, we get fat. I'm in America eating a European diet. That's why I got fat. I used to work out and being fit, but when I stopped and still eat the
Hmm.
European diet, guess what? I got fat. So uh, us as African people, and shout out to Miss Managua and Zimbabwe and Shoot, who lives longer? The person in the village, not the one who's assimilated to a Western culture inside the cities because they're eating their diet. The villagers are living longer because they're not eating a bunch of meat and processed food. And somebody eating albinos, that just, man, that's crazy. Spike said they would sacrifice the albino people. That's because we regress. African is retarded right now. Sadly enough, we are retarded people, and we go through cycles. And so there's an awakening coming now through the youth, and the African diet is supposed to be alkaline. We got the Europeans are running around here all this shit. We got to have alkaline, alkaline, alkaline. Yeah, it keeps them living longer too, but specifically Africans have got to have an alkaline diet. And that's it. Meat does the protein. Our Cindy so saying protein. She does. I'm sad. I love the young lady, but she's talking European. That has nothing to do with African diet. I don't want to hurt her feelings
Yeah.
because there's too much information. I tell her that because she studied under
Okay.
Europeans. You're talking about a European diet. Africans are supposed to be alkaline. You can look that up. You as an African person, protein does not help African people. You got to have your meat, your protein. No, that's not true. Europeans do. You don't. Your protein's supposed to come from nuts, certain berries, but you're not supposed to consume a lot of meat. Us as individuals, we're not. That's why when you go back to Kemet, which is called ancient Egypt and Nubia and all these great civilizations, they were what? Vegans. They were vegans. They didn't eat meat. So they didn't have protein in their diet. And they were creating pyramids that you can't do now, and creating civilizations that you can't create now. Because they knew they were much smarter then because we were vibrating higher, that African has got to have alkaline water, close as alkaline as possible. I can't be the one to talk about it because, of course, not. I haven't been eating an alkaline diet. so,
All
so,
right.
but I have been sun gazing, family. I know I'm guilty, but I'm addicted to meat. Damn it, I grew up eating meat. I'm addicted to it. It's delicious. Shit, what can I do? But, but sadly enough, Africans, when you go on the continent, family, that's not inducive. These rituals you see them doing because they're retarded. They're not
Mm,
the main shamans who actually know the same stuff from Kemet. They're not part of those rituals. They're underground. They only come out if they know someone actually knows their true African spirituality. They're not the ones cutting off chickens and throwing blood and all that crazy shit. That's nonsense. But you don't sacrifice any children. That came from Europeans. That's the church. You
mm,
sacrificing to Jesus. That's blood. So that's the same. These are the same rituals. It's funny that the Christian can't see that. Everybody told Jesus is a sacrifice. He sacrificed to you. The real God doesn't want any sacrifices. Doesn't need your blood. The all is a spirit, Brumby. The all doesn't need your blood. You're not supposed to be drinking any blood. Blood of
mm,
Christ and eating the body. You eat the flesh and drinking the blood. That's the same thing as an African ritual. It's the same thing. You're not
mm,
supposed to be drinking anybody's blood. You are a spirit. Spirits don't have blood. Spirits don't have a body. So it's satanic. But I just want to come in and give my 2 cents. As African people, don't be scared of your rituals, but we have digressed. That's all over
mm.
the continent. So you're going to see them. You're going to see them. Oh, man, I just, you cutting up albinos and selling to people. Oh, that's a wickedness. Oh, man. Oh, God damn. That's blowing my mind. And so,
Yeah.
hold on, Rummy. Didn't the
Mm.
government know that the meat was being sold? Didn't the government know that? What did the government do, Rummy?
Oh, it seems they didn't know. They didn't know.
I mean, where,
What?
I mean, where do you go to chop up albinos and nobody knows? I mean, where are you chopping up people and putting them in the meat? I know the Chinese. Where are you doing that at?
It was just like a group of people who were involved. You know, the same way the way people were involved in slaughtering cows, goats, and whatnot. They were also
Uh-huh.
involved in slaughtering people, albinos.
And these are African people who've done this, right? I know the Chinese have done this in Africa, have killed African people and sold them as meat because they're wicked as shit. But these were African people doing this, right? These are
Yeah,
Africans. You
yeah,
talking
because
about a level of
this
you
was
talking about a
done
level of
locally.
the wow. So you talking about a level of debauchery and evil that you're killing human beings and butchering them. You're talking about a level uh, of of regression no better than a European. As an African is doing this, you're talking about somebody who's completely sick in the head.
Yeah.
So you're talking about psychopathic behavior. I don't know if I can contribute to the European being there. I
Yeah.
just can't even fathom that. I don't. I can't get my mind around because this is conscious. You kill the person, you
Mm.
butcher them, and then you sell them to your fellow human being as meat.
Mm.
Just any kind of cannibalism room because it's disease in the person that's consuming it. Because it's
Mm.
against God. It's against the real all, not the Jesus shit, the real all. Because anything, that's why when America and European were feeding cows, it
Mm.
caused mad cow disease. For you to eat your own, it causes disease. So when America was killing cows and then putting them in the meat with the other cows, had the cows consuming their own other cows,
Mm.
it caused the cows to go crazy. It was called mad cow disease. That's what cannibalism does.
Yeah.
Because even though you don't know it's a human being, your body knows the human being. Your body would start to react and go crazy. Because the real God, the real all, said you don't do no shit like that. You don't eat nobody's body. Even though the Christian church said you eat the Jesus body, the real all said you never do nothing like that. It's against the laws of the universe. Against the laws of the universe for you to be eating people and eating things. And like I said, that's why the animals, first we go back in time, Africa, Africans had a symbiotic relationship with the lions and tigers. They used to walk alongside them. They didn't get killed because we wasn't eating them. Africans didn't eat the animals. Old pictures you see Africans walking with lions and elephants. You can't do that now. A lion will kill your ass because we no longer have that relationship with the animal because of European. But family, we know this. I know this. I'm trying to get better. I'm doing better, working out. But us African people, we don't eat a bunch of meat. It causes us. We're supposed to be mostly alkaline, and sadly enough, with our American diet, Coca-Cola, as she said, those sugary drinks. It's all. That's why it's acid. It's acidic. Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite. It's acid. It's acid water. That's what it is. And goddamn, is it delicious though? Shit.
Very delicious.
It's very delicious. I got one right now, but but it's acid. It's acidic. Everything that they meat is acidic, and so it shortens your lifespan. So before the European got there, and then find out African lifespan has been cut in half since the Europe, really by really more than half. When the European got there, the average African lifespan was 120 to 150 years documented. You look if you meet 55, 60 years in Africa now because we're eating an acidic diet. we're eating acid. We're sitting there drinking this Coke, eating our fried chicken, and eating our hamburgers, which is all acidic. So, so we got to go back. That's why Cindy is right. You got to have a garden because that's alkaline. So I will agree with Cindy there. I don't know if she knows that's alkaline or not, but garden, eating vegetables is alkalinity. That's what we did. Eating fruit is alkalinity. And it what? Keeps us alive. We won't be having diabetes. We won't be going blind. We won't have gout. Our feet all know why you get gout? Because you got acid in your diet. People say, "Oh, my foot hurt. I got gout." Gout is because you got acid in your foot. I don't know if people in Zimbabwe are getting gout yet, Rumi, but that's what it is. Gout is an acidic reaction. You say, "Oh, my feet are hurting," because it's called gout, and you got acid foot because of what you eat. You've been eating an acidic diet. Us as African people, we can't eat that. So I'm gonna leave that family. That's going to come in and help Rumi and say, "Don't." What he said, they found human DNA in Mars can't. Yeah, because they're wicked. Exactly right, Mr. Pie Brain. They're the European, and it also hooks you because it becomes. Remember, they putting baby fetuses in the Coke. We're drinking baby fetuses in this Coke I'm drinking. Aborted baby fetuses.
Mars candy is it like a type of a candy? What
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it?
It's like I said, yeah. Mars is a famous candy bar, Rumby. It's a candy
Okay.
bar. I guess not sold in that part of Africa, sold all over the world. Very rich, one of the most. Hell, I think Mars is still the biggest candy company in the world, if I'm not mistaken, or one of the biggest. Yeah, it's a candy bar. It's a candy bar. Same way you eat a candy bar in Zimbabwe, named something else, probably named by a Swiss company, usually in Africa, some company from Switzerland or some shit or Germany. But yeah, it's just a candy bar. But yeah, they put aborted fetuses in the candy because it's addictive, and they want to, and they making us into cannibals. That makes us sick because they also own the pharmaceutical companies. So as you go through your life eating all this bad food, you're gonna need. By the time you get 45 and 50, you're sick, and so now you're gonna need these pills that they give you. So it's wicked. And when you're drinking Coca-Cola, it has and that's all over the world. Coca's all over the world. Coca-Cola has aborted baby fetuses in it. That's a fact. McDonald's has aborted baby fetuses in the hamburger. And I think most of the fetuses are African children. So it's some real wicked shit. Wicked. So um so yeah. And the hamburger. Yeah, I'm saying and the hamburgers, Mr. Piper. And the hamburgers, exactly. So they got us cannibalizing ourselves because that makes you sick. Why would you put? I'm gonna ask Rumby a question. Why would you now you as executive Rumby? Why
Mm.
would you ever think of putting baby fetuses in drinks and food?
Why would?
Why would you put baby aborted fetuses into drinks and hamburgers?
Uh, uh, I don't even have a reason why someone would do that. Something gruesome and wicked like that.
You see, because they know that it makes you sick eventually, and eventually
Yeah.
those. So you're gonna have to come to them to get their medical advice because you believe in the white man's medicine. Those pills are gonna so it's gonna make you sick, and so yeah, exactly. M&Ms and sneakers too. Yeah, exactly right, Mr. Firebrain. But any kind of cannibal cannibalism causes illness. So they said it enhances the flavor, yeah, the taste. So yeah, exactly right. Higher frequency. So Rumby knows. So they said Rumby it enhances the taste when you drink when you drink it. Said the fetuses enhance the taste. It's a taste enhancer. These baby fetuses. So it's a wicked. It's a wicked shit. Of course, it's the European. So I'm, I'm gonna get out of here and let Rumby end their show. But
Okay.
so so we know about the fetuses. The fetuses are and me knowing it, I still be drinking Coke every now and then because I'm addicted to the shit. It's an addictive. It's not just a. It's not just because in the lab they made it so it's addictive. As Cindy So has said, it's addictive. It's like crack. It's like cocaine. It's like opium. Food is now an addiction. So they got you. You gotta be able to break the addiction. And you eat. And the funny thing, did you guys ever see the video when the Jewish guy even admitted? He said, "Yeah, we got them drinking their own children." I think he was like a meat seller. It's real disturbing. One of the Ashkenazim Jews, Mr. Rabbi Finkelstein. He said, "Yeah, we got them drinking their own baby born fetuses in the Coke and the hamburgers. You eat your children every day. You eat your children every day, and we laugh." When you're in McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King, you eat your children every day because those are grounded up, aborted fetuses in the hamburger. I said, these are some wicked ass bastards, some wicketry because it's gonna make you sick. You ain't got to worry about me, family. I'm getting in shape now. I got a little depressed when I had the accident last year and I gained all this weight, but I'm losing it. So they, they ain't getting me all up in no had these pills and hypertension and all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
So let me get out of here. Say much love to the Duchess. Uh uh the acidic drinks are dangerous, but they goddamn so delicious. Shit, what can I do? I'm trying. It's so damn delicious. What can I do? And being America, we are at the evil. We are in an evil empire. This is the most wickedest country ever created. This is the evil empire. There's never been no country as wicked, as evil, and debaucherous as America. That's why it's still the richest country on the planet. It's a wicked, wicked damn place. And everybody wants to come. Everybody wants to come to the wicked ass country. They'll sell their children to get to this bastard. But much love, family. Let me get out of here. Leave Rumby
Okay,
to her
thank
own.
you. All right, thank you, Kit. All right, so back to what, yeah, I was talking about the victims, and albinos are some of the targets of this gruesome killings that are going on. And yeah, there was a time when they were being killed and their meat was being sold. It was like a group of people who were doing it, but luckily they were stopped and sentenced to jail. I'm not sure how many years it was because, well, it was such a very long time ago. And yeah, it was stopped because it was such a high level of wickedness. But well, so much for that. So let me continue with the show. And yeah. So so those are the targets of this gruesome act, this ritual killings, and this is not right. And you can see as well that even from the Black Wildfire Network, we don't support or condone such a behavior, especially amongst Africans. It ain't right, and it has to be dealt away with permanently. We cannot have room for these um, evil acts, I can say. So yeah, in we've heard, okay, you haven't heard people, but in Zambia there have been cases whereby people's herds were found in Asian owned shops. Yeah, there were herds found in Asian owned shops. In Swaziland, at one time, there were politicians who um, participated in this and commissioned in ritual killing so that they may win elections. Maybe maybe our American politicians can steal some of the pointers here. Yeah. Oh, that was a bad joke, by the way. And then also we have victims borders, like be it a child, be it an albino, be it whatever, and when they are mutilated, right, in South Africa at one point you would hear that someone's body part could be sold for as little as 3,000 rands. We're talking about someone's breast, someone's arm, someone's hand, or someone's limbs. 3,000 rands is equivalent to, okay, I'll try my math, roughly 200 and something US dollars. Well, I think 220 US dollars. Yeah, yeah, somewhere there. So yeah, that is how much my nose could go for on the black market in South Africa. So yeah, it's happening, guys. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. And at one time, I remember growing up, this side we use our taxis, right? That we use the Toyota Hiace. We call them combis. Taxi means combis this side. So we use the combis this side. And growing up, we would be told by our parents, you know what? Don't enter public transport when you are by yourself. Because at one time, there were people who were going on um, acting as taxes, acting as combis, and they would be involved in kidnapping the young kids. And well, the next thing, their bodies would be found in the bushes with some parts missing. And also, rumors would go around that these are activities being done by real politicians, real businessmen who would be taking the children's heads all the way to Durban in South Africa, and they will trade them off for riches. Well, like I'm saying, these have been rumors. You can't really pick out someone who's done it, but well, it has happened. The fact that it's out there in the public, it's out there on the news, it's out there accessible on on social media, it means one way or the other it happened to someone or somebody out there. And well, like I was saying, some of these causes of ritual killings, I'm not justifying why someone would engage in such evil acts, but well, people are hunger hunger infested. People are hungry out there. People are in poverty, guys. Believe me, you people will do anything. That is why poor people are also targets, because you know what, they know that they will do anything to be involved in such. And also we talk of barrenness, being unable to give birth. It can be both the man failing to give birth or the woman failing to give birth. And well, you would engage in these ritual killings just to have a baby. And what, you don't care who the sperm donor is or where they've come from. You just want to have a baby of your own. And also another cause of ritual killings can be being uncontent. Be content, guys. The moment your enemy, the moment your neighbor discovers that you are not satisfied with what you have, well, they will chip right in your life and bring you a level of contentness that can get you to jail, or that can make you go insane. Because it's not everyone who participates in these killings who has a strong heart or who is a cold-blooded murderer. To the weak fainted, don't go for this, don't do this, because you know what? You will drive yourself insane over something that can be avoided. You might take long to get rich, but well, money out of hard work is the best. The moment you start to cut corners, the moment you start to take shortcuts, you're gone. You will be involved in some of these killings. And also, another reason why people participate in ritual killings is, well, maybe the business is not doing too well. Like I'm saying, that kids are targets, kids are victims of this. When your business is not doing too well, you will be advised by your witch doctor, you would be advised by your sangoma that, you know what, get a boy's or a young girl's head or some, because they have a future, and your business will have a future too once you have gone through the ritual killing. And also, some of the human body parts are being used for medicinal purposes, and this is based on the belief that it is possible to appropriate the life force of one person through its literal consumption by another. And it is for this reason that when it comes to the choice of the penis or the manhood that are used, you don't just use any person's penis for cure to cure male infertility, but you also have to selectively select that which of a man who has already healthy kids that are alive, so that they can be a reference point that you will also give birth to healthy children. And also the issue of albinism. Albinism, well, people, we discriminate albinism, and in some cultures back in the day, they used to believe that, you know what, these people should not be part of us, they should not be part of the living species. They should be killed because it is thought that their body parts can be sold for large sums of money, and also they do not fit into the society. But well, these are people like us, these are our brothers, these are our sisters. Guys, grow up, get a grip on your mindset, because you know what, some of these reasons that I was saying as to why you shall want to be involved in some gruesome acts like this, they're just not worth it. And yeah, in Nigeria, I would advise you guys. There's this movie that I grew up watching in the it's a Nigerian movie. Nigerian movies, they were like a hit back in the day growing up. That movie was very gruesome. It's called The Billionaires Club. I think it's called, yeah. I'm sure it's called The Billionaires Club, and you would see some of these acts happening there, whereby these old madalas, these old rich, so-called rich men, they would kill babies. They would do so much. They would do the worst just to be rich and just to maintain their status. So yeah, not everyone who's rich, it's not everyone who's a billionaire, it's not everyone who's a millionaire who's made it just because of hard work. Some have had to cut corners, some the worst of them corners, just to be where um, they are right now. And we've also had cases in Tanzania. I was telling you guys that last year, recently, there were 65 witch doctors that were arrested in Tanzania. Let me just show you a snippet. Let me just share with you a snippet. Let me just go to the comments before I show you like a snippet. Yeah, not the heads, yeah. The heads. This is just evil shit they do and call it voodoo or juju. Yeah, that is what they call it. Exactly, Ninish is not very good. Duchess, why are they not developing the land to teach people how to grow their own food? If you can't feed yourself, it could stop some of this. That is very true. That is very true. But well, the youths, the people of nowadays, they are really quite lazy. In as much as we advise people to grow food, to grow produce from their own gardens, they just won't listen. But well, hopefully we are having and we're gonna have a brighter future in Africa. This is terrible. What the fuck? That is the Hebrew. You always should sacrifice some human beings because to sacrifice a child to bring the most energy. Yeah, that is very true. To sacrifice a child to bring the most energy. So let me share with you um, my screen, guys. Wait up, wait up. Mm, wait, 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 wait. I got you, I got you. I'm here. Oh yeah. So let me start with the one here from Uganda. Let me just well, this is like 5 years back. Let me just show you um, kids. Then their bodies that were found mutilated in Uganda. I hope you can all see people. I hope you can all see what is happening out here in Africa.
And now such people who used to kill, for me, I wanted them also to be what? To be killed. Because if they will leave them to come back here, still they will come and do another thing, the same thing. You see? At least it is better to kill them.
Yes, again, yeah. Again. They came with this bag.
So yeah, can you see that, guys? Those are children who were killed by fellow fellow.
10 p.m. they were watching it. So the life is the most precious thing. You cannot allow your life cannot just be taken away like that. So we are certainly going to put more effort and more focus at the various levels. 00019. That is for the propaganda.
So yeah, it's so unfortunate that those 3, 4 kids were found dead and some of their body parts missing. Well, for viewers' discretion, obviously they couldn't show exactly as from a closer view, but well, thankfully they got the victim before they ran away. So this was the child killing in Uganda. Let me check out another one. So when it comes to the issue of when it comes to the issue of the albinism in Tanzania, mostly in Tanzania is where they are mostly victims. Yeah.
Mwiguru was just 10 years old, hunted simply because of how they look. In Tanzania, albinos are thought to be ghosts, haunted beings, routinely targeted in heinous attacks motivated by superstition and greed. We traveled to the nation's largest city, Dar es Salaam, to witness firsthand the impact of the brutality.
You like the green one, I can tell.
Mwiguru was just 10 years old in a rural village when his life was forever changed.
Do you remember what happened the night you were attacked?
Yes. Siku moja nilikuwa natoka shule, tukaona watu wawili wanatembea, mmoja akaniziba uso, afu na niyo mwingine akaanza kunikata, amikata kwanza, akakosea, ya pili akakata, ndo akanikata, akachukua mkono akakimbia nao.
Attacks against persons with albinism are fueled by ignorance.
Vicky Nititenma is executive director of Under the Same Sun, a Canadian NGO dedicated to the plight of these persecuted people.
They think.
Did you see that, guys? This little child was coming from school and someone just randomly attacked him in broad daylight and his hand was cut off. This is something happening from Tanzania, and when it comes to albinism victims, it's mostly happening in Tanzania. It's happening all over, but Tanzania is where it's happening the most. And it is not right to be taking lives. It is not right to be cutting. Someone cut off his hand and ran away with it, and that was it till now. So the first slide I was showing you, whereby kids were killed, child killings was in Uganda, and luckily the murderer was arrested. And then the one that I just recently showed you is of albinism, is what is happening in Tanzania. These are the recent updates from Tanzania, whereby albinism people are targeted as part of this gruesome ritual killings. So yeah, guys, today we were discussing on the ritual killings that are happening, and well, we should not accept this as African. This is something that we should be really protesting against, because the fact that it is going on and on, it means no one is doing anything about it. You could see from the first slide, the one in Uganda, the mother of a victim was really saying that, you know what, we should kill the people who kill our children, who kill others, especially when it comes to the rituals just for their body parts. It shows she is quite bitter, and imagine she will never get to see her son alive again just because someone just decided to make money out of their body parts. It's something that is really disturbing, something that is really painful. And yeah, we hope these cases will come to a decrease, especially when it comes to the albinism. They didn't choose to be like that. They didn't choose, they didn't decide, especially the people who are handicapped. You know what? They have so many issues going on already. And you know what? You can't just take parts from someone who's already missing parts of their body. It ain't right. Even the level of wickedness, we are saying let's unite together as Africans, let's unite together as brothers and sisters, as siblings, as parents. Um, let's unite together and stop these gruesome acts. Let's unite and stop this, especially to my sisters in South Africa, the neighboring country. Guys, don't do this. Don't do this. Yo, there are a lot of witch doctors in Sangomas in South Africa. Even here in Zimbabwe. Guys, should come to a point where, you know what, we can make really good money out of land. We have so much land that is really unproductive out there. Let's not make money. Let's not make money out of taking people's lives, right? What? Out of taking people's lives. Yeah, this is coming from Keith. She's supposed to be bitter. She hasn't got justice. None of that fake Christian forgiveness should have they to be killed. And then from G-Man, greetings, G-Man, no visiting armless albino sanctuaries. Greetings, Nish Penda. Greetings, Keith. I think I saw Mr. Pirate Brain somewhere there. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Pirate Brain. And higher frequency. How are you? Greetings from the Duchess. And yeah, thank you all to those who tuned in on today's show. I was riding solo and featuring a bit of Kit, who was there as well. Thank you for being supportive as well on the show. And then greetings as well to Spikes. Thank you for tuning in on today's show. Guys, I hope you picked up and learned some of the things that are really happening in Africa. We can't just be talking about the good things. What's good should be talked about, and what's bad should be talked about as well, because you know what? We can't be hiding things that are really quite important. We can't be hiding acts that are going on unnoticed just because it's not happening to you, or it's not happening in your next door neighbor. It's still happening, and we should be looking out for one another. We are each other's brothers and keepers, and thankfully the Duchess is here to address issues like that. Yes, I understand we will have a bit of fun. At times, we will talk about relationships, we will talk about food, we will talk about music and whatnot. But, well, once in a time, we should talk about some of the gruesome activities that are happening, some of the acts that are happening in Africa, because, well, like any other country, like any other continent, it can't be all good. Just like everyone, like the was saying, everyone wants to be in America, but guys, do you know what is really happening in America, like on the ground? You don't. So yeah, enjoy wherever you are, because you know what? Maybe what is happening in the next continent or country is just worse. So yeah, guys, be content with what you have. Be happy with wherever you are. Let's stay united. Let's stay together. And can we abolish these acts? Let them be abolished from our society. We aren't cannibals, we are humans. Let's behave like ones. Let's behave like human. Your love for money, I tell you, if you don't put it on the check, it will kill you. It will kill you, because you will end up engaging in activities that will not only bring joy to you but will bring so much pain in your life in the long run. Because you know what, karma is a bitch and it always catches up. And well, like Keith was saying, I think it was on today's Africa Today show, he was saying, you know what, the world, was it the world or time, but he was saying it's not linear, it's cynical. And well, what goes around comes around and it always catches up. So thank you all for tuning in on today's show. This was the African Duchess show. And well, tomorrow hopefully will bring a very exciting topic. I understand today you were quite disturbed by the events that are happening, but well, it is happening. It is what it is. Thank you all for tuning in. Good night. And to those who are waking up, I always say good morning. To those who are enjoying or have through their days, enjoy the rest of your day. Much love from the Duchess. Much love to everyone who tuned in on the show. What? This flies. Yeah. All right. So good night, guys. I hope you will be well today. Mwah.